Good morning, class. Please, Anna, can you please lead the prayer? Thank you so much. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our sins, as we forgive those who sin against us. Do not bring us to the test, but deliver us from evil. Amen. Thank you so much, Anna, for leading the prayer. But before we discuss our discussion, let me introduce myself first. My name is Tracy Mayan, and I am your student teacher for today. Since we already done tackling about our lesson yesterday, so today let's have some discussion first on our new lesson, which is the comets, meteors, and the asteroids. But before we begin our formal lesson, let's have some energizer first. Jay, can you please lead the energizer? Thank you so much, Jay, for that energetic energizer. But before we begin our discussion, let's have some checking of attendance first. Mr. Secretary, can you please tell me who is absent for today? Okay, thank you so much. So, only Maria is not allowed around in our class for today since I got an excuse letter from her, and she said that she got sick and she has a fever. So it's understandable that she will not going to be with us in this day. So since since we are already ready for our discussion, let's have some house rules first before I will proceed on my discussion. So when I am discussing in front, please lend your ears and avoid unnecessary movements unless I told you so. And as I begin tackling our lesson for today, please participate when I call your name and answer my questions if you know the answers. If you don't know the answers, then it's okay as long as you are participating on my lesson. So good morning, everyone. Again, I am your teacher for today, and this day we're going to discuss our new lesson, which is the comets, meteors, and asteroids. So let me show you some pictures, but unfortunately I didn't bring any pictures for today as I forgot it at home. But I will just introduce to you our lesson for today, and those pictures is just an overview on our topic. Maybe it is not that important, so let's proceed. Okay, comets, meteors, and asteroids are part of our solar system. So it is found on the outer space, and it is just like a family of stars and other planets. So let's talk about comets. Comets are described as dirty as snowballs. Comet comes from the Greek words kometes, which means long hair. Since comets is made up of dust, water, and ice that is being compacted because of gravity, then it is called dirty snowballs as it is composed of dust. So that is why it is called dirty snowballs, and it is also called long-haired as they decomposed, or as they slowly deforming, they slowly formed a long-haired because of its composition. As I said, that comets is made up of dust with water and other elements that is the building blocks of a comet. The next one we have are meteors. Meteors, also known as shooting stars, and pieces of dust and debris from space. We already know that known as shooting stars. Wow, shooting stars, medyo familiar sa tuwan mo. Kasagaran ng kaning shooting stars is may tabo kada gabi, di ba? Baka dito na, hello, pag wish mo, kay matupad yun siya, kay na shooting stars. So that's right. If we talk about shooting stars, we refer to it as a meteor, since meteors is also known as shooting stars in the outer space. So pieces of dust and debris from space. So this is the composition of meteors. So the composition of meteors is that it is made up of dust and other debris from space. So in that statement, we can conclude that meteors is much bigger than the comets. And then the next one, we have the asteroids. Asteroids are minor planets which can either be classified either a planet or a comet. So medyo libog-libog siya kung matawag ba siya meteors or asteroids as same ra sila composition, but ato lang timanan na ang asteroid is much bigger than these two since asteroid is we call this also as a minor planet. Kaya na mga ibang asteroid gud na mura siya planet gud kadak-ag yun. Mo nang delikado na siya if ever na musud na siya or makuha na siya sa Earth kay mukulay gid ang Earth or na possibility na muwas kag sa gid ang Earth if ever na yung asteroid na makasud sa to ang planet. So delikado gid kay siya. And then aside sa meteors, kaning meteors, if ever mo padoni siya sa Earth because of the gravity of pulling of gravity, inig suda na niya na mabilin mga debris na niya or mga surface gani inig suda na niya sa Earth's surface tago na lang na siya meteorites. So meteorites and meteors are just the same, but sila ng place na origin sila nagka difference. Kay ang meteors is found on the solar and are outside the planet, but ang kaning meteorites kay parts na siya sa meteors na nakasud na siya sa Earth's surface. Marami siya lava good. Like for example sa ang kana siyang volcano. If ever ang lava kay napa siya susud sa volcano, tago na siya magma. But inigawas na niya or inigbuto sa volcano, yung magawas itong magma, tago na siya lava. So same na sila sa meteor. Same ra sila referan but lain-lain sila tawag because of its origin. Kaya meteorites tagon siya, kaya meteor if ever mabot na siya sa Earth, mabot siya sa Earth surface, tagon na siya meteorites. But if ever napa siya sa outer space, tagon siya meteors. Kasabot ra mo, kay may noon. The next one we have the asteroid. Sabot naman tanon ang asteroid kay mura siya minor planets and it is very dangerous if ever na ang kaning asteroid makasudi siya sa planet or makasudi siya sa Earth. Kaya na possibility na mawas ka ng Earth or na possibility na mabuto ang Earth because of the asteroid. And ang katong ang kanang mga tapukanan sa asteroid kay tawag siya asteroid belts. Ang kanang asteroid belts na located siya dapat sa Jupiter. Why? Because ang Jupiter kay taas iyang gravitational force. So dali di siya maka-attract og mga asteroid mo na mapundo ni siya nga sa asteroid belt. Sabot ra mo. So if ever na ay asteroid na mo padung sa to ang Earth, ang gravity sa Jupiter may mupula na niya. Inipula na niya, upundok na sila tanan sa asteroid belt. So in other words, ang kaning asteroid belt, mara na siya basurahan sa tanan ng mga makapture sa Jupiter. Kasabot na ta? Okay, thank you so much. So, any questions? Ana? Okay, so unsa ka kalainan sa meteors o sa asteroids? So, naata rin na. Naata rin. Ay, sa comet and sa asteroid. Ay, sa kalainan sa comet at sa asteroid. Since nabagingon na nga ito na, manglibog sila classified if ever ang asteroid ba, tawag siya small planet or tawag siya comet. Kaya mo ganito, same sila composition since, or same ra sila quality since ang comets is made up of dust gihapon. So, maraga po siya, wait siya sa mga abog-abog nga to sa solar system, wala siya na-compose siya ang comets. And then, nag-evaporize na niya, and nag-evaporize na niya because, meaning, since made up of ice man siya or water ice, nag-evaporize na niya, magpadong siya sa sun, mahimo siyang long hair because it is composed of water ice and it's composed of dust. Muna siya, mura siya, mo-form siyang long hair since magpabilin, mag-vaporize pa man to ang katong composition na niya if ever magpadoon siya sa sun. Kaya init niya ang sun niya. Ang kaning comets kaya made up of ice. So, therefore, makakonclude yun ta na, kwan yun siya. So, we say, may vaporize yun siya or melt yun siya if ever magpadoon siya sa sun. So, usa ka kalainan sa comet is asteroid. Aside from their composition, since comet is made up of ice, dust, and rusty materials, ang asteroid side kay made up of metals and rocky materials. Mga kung ginaingon ninyo no, na ang katong asteroid, mo to siya gina-capture sa Jupiter, mo to siya gina-capture sa gravity sa Jupiter aron dili siya mulaw sa Earth or tanan-tanan ng butang na nasa solar system na makapture sa Jupiter kaya kasagaran kay asteroids. Aside from that is that comet formed farther from the sun. Since, according to its composition, that comet is made up of ice and other water ice, makayunggit na farther from the sun gid siya. Kaya nagpa-daw siya sa sun, so hindi na siya maka-form kay made up of dust and ice man siya. And then, ang asteroid is closer to the sun. Closer to the sun kay rocky, mag-base lang natin silang composition, no, which is, ang kaning asteroid is made up of metals and rocky materials. Since made up of rocky materials and metals man siya, niya doon siya sa sun, meaning, umelt to siya mo na may mo siyang rocky materials and metals since init kay ang sun. So, mo na siya kalainan sa comets and the asteroids. So, makanan na sa tide, unsa ka pag-form ang asteroid, no? Ninangutan na, ana. Wow, Michael, nakapungutan na sa day ka na di ay. So, mo na siya ang answer, ani. Asteroid forms by the dust particles in the early solar system when it is being collided, forming large clumps known as planetesimals. Mo na siya, no? Ang kanang planetesimals, kaya mo na siya ang pinakadako na, or malagdako-dako ng clumps na nakulay sa pagbuhat sa solar system or sa pag-early na pag-compose sa solar system. So, more man na itong topic for today, kaya overview naman siya sa comets, meteors, and asteroids. But before that, patagan mo activity, no? So, please group yourselves into 5, and each one of you should differentiate comets, meteors, and asteroids from each other, or maghimo mo Venn diagram na maka-represent silang kalainan and also maka-form silang differences. I will give you 20 minutes for it. Okay, since 20 minutes is done, muna pa by time na napamantay 20 minutes no na mag-present na sa tubangan. So, by 5 minutes, mamili mo presenter sa inyong group and then i-report ninyo yung na-gather na information by just 5 minutes per maigo ang time, no? 5 minutes na para maigo ninyo, i-garad niyo, basahon na ninyo, kayo mo na explain. So, maybe that's all. Thank you so much for listening and goodbye.